Andrew and I met at La Vega Elementary School. We sat next to each other in our 4th grade class and have been inseparable since. One day during silent reading time, which at the time silent was not in either one of our vocabularies, Andrew and I got in trouble for talking. Because of this, our parents were called, we were moved to opposite sides of the room, we passed notes, but nothing could get us to be silent. Now that he's gone, all I hear is silence. Before there was no such thing. Before we always filled up the silence. Whether it was blasting music in my car with the windows down, scaring people, reciting every movie quote, singing and playing guitar, or even just making fun of one another's laughs. There was never a silent moment. Andrew was such an adventurous and spontaneous person. He conquered things that would intimidate the rest of us. When we were 18, Andrew decided to move in 2 weeks to study abroad in London. This was the first time him and I were going to be apart, and I remember dropping him off at the airport and being so proud because I would have never thought he would go to another country without knowing anyone or having any direction to go. I've now come to find out Andrew didn't even tell his own parents about this departure. That's how he was, though. He always followed his heart and never let anyone or anything stand in front of his dreams. When Andrew came back from London, he lived with me for a little while. Our days consisted of watching movies, listening to music, and hanging out with friends. This is when I found out Andrew was a complete night owl. I'm saying he was awake until the sun came up. He really wasn't great at being quiet at night, keeping my brother and I most of the time clanging pots and pans in the kitchen. But the best part of this was hearing him before I went to bed, singing and playing guitar. He was so talented and so passionate about music. He thought I was asleep and that I didn't hear him, but I would secretly listen through my wall. I still miss that. Andrew was passionate about food. I used to admire how he could just take ingredients out of the fridge and whip up something delicious. When he first came to my house after coming home from Ohio, I was trying to impress him with a good meal. He walked in the kitchen and started laughing hysterically as soon as he saw my laptop on the counter with a recipe from Pinterest. He immediately shut the laptop and said, "You got this." Truth is, I didn't. I put way too much cayenne pepper in the recipe thinking it was paprika. I watched him and my husband cough as they ate the food I made, drinking down gallons of water so they wouldn't hurt my feelings. Andrew even took home leftovers and thanked me for the meal. Andrew was always thankful and appreciated anything, even small, that was given to him. Andrew has impacted my life in so many ways, but the most prominent and cherished memory I will always have is the day he married my husband and I. It was truly beautiful as my dad walked me down the aisle to see my husband and my best friend standing there. I remember all of our hands came together. I had the 3 most important men in my life, all at once. At this point in my life, I couldn't fathom anything better. As Andrew carried on, he wept. I think he might have cried more than I did. Most people couldn't understand a word he said, but to us it was perfect. I'm truly honored to have had Andrew, such an authentic, compassionate person, be there for me in the most significant moment of my life. Andrew was a man who lived for life and lived for others. He was never afraid, and he was brave enough to be the man he felt he should be. I loved the man that Andrew was, and I believe that the things that made Andrew the man he was are what we all loved about him. Courage, justice, honor, compassion, integrity, determination, love, stubbornness, respect, and heart are words that describe the man Andrew was. Andrew was loyal to a fault, and the words that he spoke rang with the sound of truth. He was all about goodness and doing what he thought was right. Andrew's death was sudden, but his life was not faint. His memory will always be with us, and his love will always be in our hearts. Andrew would smile if he was here with us today. He'd have some funny story to make everyone laugh, and for a moment, we would all forget our sadness. I will miss him dearly, but I am so grateful for having known him in my lifetime.